throughout this bear market, what have you taken a certain strategy, or are you doubling down?
No,
on
you know
building a
what? I
position?
haven't actually been able to buy that much more because I was a dumbass. Because you know what? I knew it. I knew it, and I said it so many times. Quarter four 2021 is going to be the top. And my strategy was going to be, and I told, I did this podcast with John Kim, and at the very end, this guy, Jason Williams, Going Parabolic, joined us.
Yeah, he's
and
a buddy of mine.
He always said, never sell. He would say, reverse mortgage your house, all this wild shit. And I would always say, we got in this argument multiple times. It's like, okay, if someone bought Bitcoin, right, in the last cycle, if they bought it at 10 and it's now at 70, and it's going to change their life. I'm not telling them to cash out 100%. I don't know, cash out 30%, right? Cash out 30%, pay down your house or something. And then maybe when Bitcoin goes down, because it probably inevitably will, buy some more. And so it's like, that was going to be my strategy. I was going to sell in the quarter four of 2021. And it got to 69. I just didn't think that was the top. And it started going down. I'm like, okay, there was the extended cycle theory. And there was all, I'm like, surely it's going to go back up. Like, there's no way 69 is the top. And then I just kept holding. And actually, I bought a commercial property at the end of December of 2021. And I did the what Michael Saylor recommends, like the lend against your Bitcoin type thing. Not lend, sorry, borrow against your Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So I did that to buy the building because I didn't want to sell any Bitcoin. And then it just kept freaking going down. And so, you know what? I ended up holding, and I didn't have too much extra cash to keep buying all that much more. I would have obviously liked to sell a few at 70, and then, you can buy, 3 or 4 back when it's at 16.
Yeah. Well, you didn't get liquidated on your loan, did you?
I never got liquidated. No, because I was way over collateralized. I didn't need that much money. I wasn't that aggressive. So I do kind of feel like a dummy, though, because if I would have, I think at the time when I took the loan, it was like 45 or something per Bitcoin. So if I would have just sold at that point, right, and then bought, used what I needed to make the down payment for the commercial building that we're in, and then from that point, buy a little bit when it goes down to, the problem is you never can predict when the bottom is, right? Is it 16? Yeah. Was it 22? What was it? You don't know until it actually gets there, and then likely you're well past it by the time you realize, oh, that was actually the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, if I would have sold some and then bought it, but hopefully I'll just keep holding the Bitcoin and paying for the loan. And then, in say quarter 3 of 2025, I'll be up by many multiples or something.
Yeah. It sounds like the market psychology got you on both ways. You didn't expect it to be the top or the bottom. It's crazy how it always works like that. Always does. I would agree with Jason. Don't sell your Bitcoin, man, because the way I think about it is,
well, wait, hold on. In the example I just gave you, why shouldn't I have sold? Give me one good reason why I shouldn't have sold, say, 30% of what I had in quarter
because you're
4.
coming at it with hindsight right now. In the moment, the bull market could have kept going.
Okay, but at some point it was going to go back down, right? Cycle theory is like, okay, we've been through 3 of them. And so last time was actually the smallest crash, and I think it was like 74% or something.
Yeah. But also the way I would throw back at you is at some point I don't think we come back down, right? If we get a lot of these institutions to come in, ape in, if BlackRock and Fidelity and all these have their clients just starting 5% position, we're going to go way, way up. And at that point, I don't think we get these massive bear markets. And that very well could have been the case in 2021. Obviously, it didn't turn out to be the case. But at some point, we do hit this escape velocity. You would never, like if let's say you're in Lebanon and you're holding dollars to hedge against their inflation, you wouldn't sell your dollars at a profit and cash out for liras, right?
Correct. Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, being a different country and a different currency, I say, yeah, for sure. But, so, okay, let's imagine in quarter 4, 2021, I sell 25%. And it just keeps going up. Because that could happen this time, right? It could say, right? At some point, I do agree the cycle theory will end. But, I got to imagine, we hit a 76% drawdown. If next one's only 50, that's way less. Right? We're going to have some type of drawdown next time. Is it going to be 40? Is it going to be 50? Is it going to be 60? I don't know. But there's no way we don't have a drawdown, because now the other thing at this point in time is like a bunch of smart people like you and I are saying, well, we're at the top of the cycle. We're 18 months past the halving, and I'm going to sell some because I bet we're damn near the top. Right? There's going to be a whole bunch of people who do that. And then maybe there's a bunch of institutional holders and it only goes down 46%. Right? Listen, I'm not getting out of Bitcoin. I'll probably buy some more.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's a good trade.
Potentially. I would just never sell. I would, one, never get rid of my whole stack. Two,
no, I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
Yeah, I know you didn't. I know you didn't.
Okay.
I know. But two, I wouldn't sell for dollars, right? I would guess I would do what like you did and maybe get rid of some of it for a different asset or to buy goods and services, right? Like selling your Bitcoin to just hold dollars and put the fiat in the bank account is counterintuitive to me.
Well, so for a lot of people, this is why I would argue with Jason. Jason was rich. He was a little detached from reality. So I'd say two things. Well, number one, right now the Bitcoin loan, it's expensive. I pay for it every month, right? It's not cheap, and I have a very high level of conviction that it is going to go back up, which is why I'm holding it and paying for the loan. I think at some point those price points will probably go down quite a bit because people will realize Bitcoin is the best collateral on planet Earth. Mm-hmm. So I think that'll go down, which makes just loaning it out even a better idea than previous. But then I think the other thing is like, okay, for someone who is middle class, if they can pay off a decent chunk of their house, and I know some people say, oh, it's only 3% or 4% or whatever, right? And they can take away that expense from their life. Like there's some type of peace of mind that comes with that of like, oh, I've been paying off my house for 20 years and I had 10 years left to pay. And because I was able to invest in Bitcoin and be smart and sell at the top, well, now I don't have to make a house payment for the next 10 years. Like that's so, and this is the argument I make with Jason, that's so impactful for some people, And so that's kind of that's the angle I would take on it. But yeah, listen, yes, I think Bitcoin is the best asset. But I think for some people to have a little peace of mind and pay off some of their house or something, I think it's probably a really good idea.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from with that.
Yeah.
And the key thing about real estate is I think Bitcoin demonetizes it, right? A lot of the demand for real estate is because we have a crappy money that doesn't hold its value, so people need something to put their value into. Right now, and historically over the last few decades, that's been real estate and the stock market. But now that we have Bitcoin as this superior by all measurements, right? It's more scarce than real estate. It's more divisible, fungible, portable, et cetera. A lot of those savings are going to go into Bitcoin, and real estate's not going to have this monetary premium. It's just going to be demand from people actually wanting it as shelter. So I think Bitcoin always forever will appreciate against real estate and other hard assets.
You're so hardcore.